Alright, before I go to the bazaar, I'm actually going to walk through this little park. I actually like this park better than any of the other parks that I've seen in Nalchik. I don't know, it just feels older. I'm going to walk around the perimeter for a minute. There's a stone here that's very old. I found it the last time I was here. It's built into the fence that you see right now. It has bullet holes in it from World War II, but it also has Arabic writing in it. It looks like it was a tombstone at one point, and then it was reclaimed and used as building construction material. It's that old. But it just strikes me as a good record of the history here, you know, showing some of the Islamic influence and some of the European World War II influence, and now it's part of the new construction, stroika, as they say in Russian. So I'm going to pan over in a minute. Over to my left, it's not a very descript building, but that is a museum. If you go in there, maybe I'll go in there, but if you go in there, you'll actually see everything from a little bit of art history to natural history. It's not very well maintained, but it's a nice museum. Here, it's funny because for diaspora Adiga, World War II is not a big part of our collective history. I mean, I guess if you're a Turkish Adiga, you might recognize it as the fall of the empire, fall of the Ottoman Empire and the rebuilding of a new empire or a modern secular state. I don't know. But it's not like you lost family members to the war, at least not most Adiga diaspora. In the US, it's just something we read about in history. I mean, we were all in the Middle East at that time. But here, I mean, every family here lost somebody in the war. And the Nazis occupied Nalchik for about 2 years. So it's not uncommon, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. It's not uncommon to see monuments like that one, which is a gun around the city. Okay, now I'm going to enter the park. I'm going to walk over to the square up ahead. I guess this park hasn't been renovated yet. Maybe it won't be renovated. It probably will. There's a lot of construction going on here right now. There's a little playground in the distance there, which this camera is probably not picking up. There's a cafe next to it. There was a young couple kissing on a park bench before. Kind of romantic. So off in the distance there, it's the monument directly in front of me. You'll see a monument to commemorate people who fell during World War II here in the city of Nalchik. It says on it 1941 to 1945. I'm not familiar enough with the local history to know what that means. Maybe Nalchik was occupied for 4 years rather than 2 as I first thought. I don't know. Now what's funny is it sounds very quiet here. Don't let that fool you. Don't let that make you think we're in the middle of nowhere. About 100 meters off in the distance is where the bazaar is. I'll give some video footage of that in a minute. Here's a monument. Probably not coming out too well given the size of my camera and the sunlight in the background. Just walking around the circle here. These little kids running in the background. You know, I have to tell you, as a diaspora Adiga, one of the most amazing experiences to come to the Hakum is to hear Adigabza spoken in the streets, to be able to walk into a store and speak to somebody in Circassian, and to be able to order Circassian food from even non-Circassians who know how to make it, which is kind of cool. But the funniest part is hearing little kids speak Adigabza, because if you're a diaspora, young people don't speak Adigabza, only old people speak Adigabza. So when you hear young kids speaking it properly, it just kind of blows your mind. At least it blows my mind. Anyways, I'm going to end this video footage now. The next footage you see will probably be of the bazaar.